man, they're gonna melt.
They are
Then
gonna.
again, the trade-off that they get though, Mr. Nomad, is that they also have a ton of burst in them. Lot of, I'd say, pick of potential across the jawhead as well as the jaw. You can set up for kills on with the Ling, which makes it so that maybe Geek Fam in the mid game will not be separated from each other as much. Yeah,
But let's also take in consideration.
it's such a standard draft, and it could work so easily against the lineup of ONIC Indonesia, and that's where you can gain comfort if you're a fan of Geek Fam, and maybe add a little bit of how to say this flair in there with the Yi Shin.
We're gonna see if this Yisun Shin. We've been hyping Yisun Shin for the longest time now. Well, for this entire draft, and especially after that second game. We'll see if Doyok would still be as effective on the Yisun Shin as he gets ejected away from the Litho Wanderer, but still managed to secure it. Even the format presence here by Geek Fam looking to get an additional kill, but they're going to be backing off.
Yeah.
Good trades in
Okay.
the early game, though.
So I don't know who got the right Little Wonder. So it was the Ling, at least. So there's a Little Wonder available for Onyx this time. Nevertheless, the fact that this Yi Shin is gonna have so much farm already, that's problem for the Ling. I mean, eventually. Nevertheless, the Ling is how do you say this? It's such a volatile. There it is. The term is volatile hero, right? It could go either it's bad or it's good. And what I like about this Nomad is that this is a
Oh,
championship caliber. Oh, look at that
nice
burst!
timing by the Mountain
What a
Breaker there just to take
oh,
down Racy Cena.
no way.
Getting another kill as well onto Ling. 2 kills onto Doyok.
It, actually, my question is that actually hard to do because I haven't played Decent Shin. He
Oof.
made it look easy. That's what I'm trying to say. The timing for the Ling, as well as that jawhead, and then you combo it up. You pair it up with other factors like what we were talking about: the Louis, the vacuum potential, the crowd control in the early game, with the right skill shot usage from Doyok. Now we're seeing good Yisenji in action.
In all things considered, Yisen's Mountain Breaker, you just press the ultimate and
I
three
guess.
attacks drop down. But I think the real skill here is Yi Sun Shin's juggling weapons, because every time you
I
juggle weapons
That's
on
right.
Yi Sun Shin,
That's right.
it gets a bonus on the attack speed and the damage as well for a set number of seconds. I forgot how many, how long.
Oh,
But you know,
I don't.
juggling between the bow and arrow and onto the long sword, that is something.
Oh,
Oh, the abyssal arrow's not going to be connecting. They are going to go for the ejection there onto Razy Cena. Razy Cena is going to be forced back. I mean, the Fatal Links, and then by Joker, forcing Razy Cena back.
man, that was a promising play that they tried. So they put in the diversion already. That's the ultimate of the Liwei. The problem is if you don't put that in brushes, it's gonna be seen by your opponents. So they put it in the river itself, and so it it made me feel that Onyx Indonesia are ready for it. Will be ready for that because they know exactly who's gonna come there, and they assume that there's Louis that will also appear in that portal. But it's just the Atlas, and because that they were clumped up together, just waiting for somebody to pop up, they received the fatal links, and that's only the Atlas in there. So Louis' position wasn't really, how do I say this,
Optimal.
problematic or affected. There it is. It could have been good if they got the kill, unfortunately, but nevertheless, a big brain play coming out from Geek Fam.
The biggest of brains. I mean, we did see a Uranus Winter Truncheon that we don't see every day during game number 2.
Yeah.
They really have an understanding here. Mountain Breaker is going to be committed once again. The turtle is going to be secured by Sans Jago. Top lane, bit of a duel here. Not really a duel because it is a 2v1. Sans Jago will opt to back off instead. Joker looking for an opportunity to go for a gank here. Knows that there are two other members here. They are going to try to go for Anti-Mage here, and Anti-Mage is going to be the next primary target. Fatal Link's not available though. Last Insanity just to deter Anti-Mage from staying any further there in the top lane turret as it goes down. I am Jago. Gets ejected by Ray Cena. HP's dropping dangerously low, force the flicker out there. Purple buff is going to be taken here. Joker diving in, goes for the Fatal Links finally, but Santiago goes for the Tempest of Blades defensively to escape the grasp of GEEK Fam.
A little bit of a massive fight with no casualties. That's the even more surprising part of that cash. Nevertheless, the lack of fatal links. I mean, there was fatal links available, but not in the best timing. That meant that the GEEK Fam will not get anything out of that. Maybe a just direct push, and with a game this close, you're gonna tell yourself, it's okay. We got the turret anyways. Might not get the kills, but at least we get something out of that rotation. But if you are playing the Yi Sun Shin, you always want to go for favorable trades in your part. You don't want to be how do I say this, overtaken by the Ling when it comes to farming. It's nearly happening, Mr. Nomad.
Yeah, Ling at 3,400, 3,800 here by Yi Sun Shin. Might seem not significant, but with Ling constantly just being able to secure his objectives, he'll be able to outfarm Doyok in no time. And if you're a Ling going up against a Yi Sun Shin, I would say that if Ling is even in farm against a Yi Sun Shin, he's already ahead. Yi Sun Shin really needs to make sure that he is way ahead in terms of gold in order for him to be very effective in the fight, because he is relatively item dependent. One of the most item dependent heroes in this game.
Yeah. Turtle, there will be a little bit of Clash. Tempest of Blades going to be used. Turtle is still alive for a bit, but it will be secured by the Ling this time. They're creeping in. Ooh, look at that vacuum now. Sends up for kill on the Selena, and they get the Joy as well. Very nice team fight. Early team fight now. Double kill coming out from the Cho that put a little bit of icing in there. The fact that this Yi Sun Shin wasn't tagged though. That's one thing that maybe ONIC PH will be shaking their heads on, as they gave the double kill. They also gave a turret. Ling shows himself and cannot overstay here because the purple buff is going to be secured by this Yi Sun Shin. He did have the retribution, but I guess he felt uncomfortable going up against the Yi Sun Shin as well as the Thams altogether.
4-0 and 1 already. A Blade of Despair here onto Doyok. 7 minutes in the game. 7 minutes 30 in the game. I think that's relatively okay. But that is still added firepower with the hands of Doyok here. Going once again for the Mountain Shaker just to get information as to where the rest of the team is.
Ooh.
As Epin gets taken out, Joker looking for an opportunity, gets the Fatal Links there onto Drain Ozawa, and he gets taken out by Doyok. Anti-Mage is going to fall down in the bottom lane as well as Anti-Mage. And this is looking like a GEEK Fam game the more that these amount of deaths come up.
Man, the strength of Louis is to do that kind of surprises. So people are always saying with this diversion ultimate, you're looking at very electrifying ultimates wherein you drop and you surprise your opponents in a very good fashion. But sometimes you can just use it as how to say this, like a massive speed boost on all of your teammates, just to get in a place wherein you can take the team fight and surprise your opponents from that point. It's not like you pop off an ultimate, you come out, you destroy opponents. It's not like that most of the time. But if you understand the concept of just speed boosting your teammates as if you have a massive haste and just going against your opponents and traversing the map, you'll get an understanding of how strong Louis is. I hope I made sense,
Yes.
Mr. Nomad, because sometimes people are always teleporting in the spot where they're so near their opponents and they're gonna be punished because they can be seen anyways. Sometimes it's just about positioning in the end, and that's exactly what they did.
And sometimes
Yep.
you can also use it as a quite literal diversion, because sometimes your opponent
Yes.
get anxious
Yes.
oh, they're teleporting in the backlines. We need to reposition ourselves, and that just bought them space because they didn't really step on the diversion. And as
Yeah.
I say that, but quite dangerously low, gets eliminated by the last Insanity. Fatal Link still available by Joker, looking for an
Ooh.
opportunity to get the kill. Doyok though dropping down Dre and Azawa to 10% HP. Razy Cena gets taken out. Fatal Links onto a Ling on the
Ooh.
wall. That is a none for 4 trade, and that should be the mid lane turret. That was
They might even
impeccable
get
timing
more.
by
This
Joker.
that is true. I mean, the fact that you reserved it. I mean, there will already normally it is the starter of the fight, right? But that happened in the tail end of the fight. The Ling thought that he's already safe on that wall, and this guy Joker says, "Man, I
Oh,
only do it for
Ramzu.
you." That's nice last insanity, by the way, and that also was facilitated for by this Yisenchin damage from long distance.
And the Luo Yi as well, just being
Yep,
able
that's
to
right.
catch 2 all at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of made fun of Luo Yi when she came up, where she's not viable yet, she's not as effective. People are, they're finally starting to figure out how to properly play Luo Yi. It took a couple of patches, but hey, we have another hero in the meta.
Yeah. Whew. Oh man, I'm just happy that we get to see a lot of these. I guess the term is Oriental kind of heroes, right? Yisun Shin, Du Yi. I guess they're the flavor now. Yeah, Yuzhong as well. They're the flavor of the month, at least for Southeast Asian Mobile Legends.
I think it all started with Ling coming out.
And Ling as
No,
well,
with
obviously.
Wan Ling, and then Luo
Yeah.
Yi, Yu Zhong, then
Yes,
the
right.
rework on the Yi Sun Shin.
That's right.
Very far east.
Yeah. Uh,
I think Yi Sun Shin is actually more of a Korean name, I feel, more than a Chinese name.
Yeah.
Compared to Yu Zhong, Luo Yi.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not Munton to decide the
Yeah.
heroes.
Oh, it comes another
Speculation, there's a
diversion.
teleport!
Oh.
The diversion really diverted the
Oh.
attention. Joker almost in range with that fatal links too.
That's really scary. That's a Cho. Because they want to get a kill so that they can set up for the Lord this time. Joed, maximum charge onto Ramzu. That's not going to be promising at all. I have a little... Okay, I'm sorry, Nomad, because I kind of lagged a bit. And they were just chasing the Joed. All of a sudden, after 3 seconds, they've already taken out the Joed. I did not know exactly what happened. What matters is, man, their lineup is already very scary. 15-3 for GEEK Fam.
And Santiago might be next here. He gets the flicker in. Joker misses the fatal links onto Link.
Okay, so they're technically 1-1 when it comes to their scores of one catching another, or at least Ling escaping the catch of the fatal links.
Link.
Nevertheless, it's gonna be the Lord now.
the
Santiago!
steal!
Oh my god!
Another one.
Another one.
We
Game
the
1
best music.
and game 2 and game 3.
Yeah, that was. There's nothing that. There is nothing that Geek Fam could have done to prevent that from happening too, because they were all focused on the Lord to secure it, because they already saw Ling. They have no retributions available.
Yeah. That's already it is. We always say that it's a mortal sin not to have that, but in comes trouble.
And make it double, because that's gonna be the falling star moon onto Ramzu. Ramzu manages to survive though. Surprisingly manages to survive that with 1 HP. He has to back off.
What is happening now? Well, here's the thing, Nomad. Both teams have played so much against each other. They're from Indonesia, the mecca of Mobile Legends, just because of the fact that they had a lot of trophies already secured when it comes to Southeast Asian and even World Championships for Mobile Legends. They have proven in the Southeast Asian region that they're the best in general. And we can see that from the product of Indonesia. Just beautiful to watch when you're a big fan of Mobile Legends. You know that you can see a lot of good stuff from them. And if you pit them together, I mean, if you pit them against each other, you're gonna be entertained for sure.
Yeah, it's not like the other games that we've casted the past couple of days where it was either a 2-0 stomp or a 2-1 reverse sweep that was relatively one-sided either way. This is a fight. I mean, Geek Fam, yeah, they have the advantage. They have a 15-3 lead against ONIC Indonesia. But look at the economy. It's relatively close. We're reaching a point where the money is not going to matter not going to matter anymore. Experience-wise, it's also relatively even. So it's just ONIC PH making sure that they're looking for the right fights at the right time.
Yeah.
ONIC Indonesia, I mean, not PH. They already finished their matches earlier on in the group stage.
That's right. Okay. We can see a little bit of a catch-up. They're not from ONIC Indonesia, so they have been playing for the past few minutes. They kind of need more of those steals from Santiago. We're talking about world-class performance in Ling. In game number 1, we need a repeat. We need an encore. Did I pronounce it correct? An encore. In game number 3. And it's not looking that promising, even after that good steal from Santiago, only because of the fact that they are already melting. If you look at Esmeralda, he's only at 1 death, but this is supposedly a hero that should be facilitating for fights. But Nomad,
that is the HPs melting down by IM Jago. Falling Star Moon by Butts in the back lines are going to be diverting their attention instead to protect Anti-Mage here as much as they can, and they are going to be disengaging. Complete disengage. That could have been worse for Geek Fam.
man, why? You're gonna have to wonder why is ONIC Indonesia still fighting like that, even after being behind by so much. So they have so much that they are maximizing it, and it's scary to look at. I mean, if I'm in their position, I'm gonna turtle the base, wait for my opponents to make the mistake. But I guess your opponents cannot make the mistake if you don't force them to, and that's ONIC PH, that they're trying to fish for opportunities for them to win, and that's exactly what I like about top caliber teams. If they're behind, they make it sure that they're not at the complete mercy of their opponents, that they make something happen.
And the cores here and the side lanes for both of these teams are already level 15, all at the same time. It's scary now because we're at the point where ONIC Indonesia, I mean, would be able to pick off fights at any time they wish, but that is going to be the last insanity onto IM Jago, not IM Jago, but Razy Cena, and he pays the price for that. That is a 2-for-1 trade as Santiago takes on Doyok. Santiago pushing him forward here. Ramzu trying to do what he can to protect his teammates. Santiago almost going to fall down, going to be forced to exit out of there, but stacking up the armor left and right. It is a 1v3, and it doesn't matter because he'll just be able to survive that fight.
Yeah.
And again, ONIC manages to make ends meet here.
I am just in awe right now.
And once again, another falling Starman onto Ramzu. Joker low on HP, getting dwindled down by Anti-Mage. Gonna go for the Jeet Kundo. Wave the Dragon onto Ramzu. He's gonna go down as well as IM Jago.
Oh no.
ONIC, what are you doing? And they get the Luminous Lord too.
You know what? Butts was 0-1-2 before that fight. 1-1-4 right now, with a very impactful Falling Star Moons and very impactful positioning around that skirmish. Able to fish out where Ramzu and Joker is. I mean, the kill on the Yisun Shin will not be possible if it wasn't like a chaotic but coordinated fight from ONIC. I would pay anything. I would give anything just to be a fly in the wall and hear how they were commanding each other during that specific skirmish. I'm sure that there's a lot of lessons in there.
And a lot of lessons that we can take away from that here is that even if you have an 11-1 Yi Sun Shin, if you cannot force out proper team fights with the rest of your opponents, you're not
Yeah.
gonna matter as much. Link still pretty much overpowers here. And speaking of overpowering, ONIC is looking to overpower the fight here. Last Insanity used to clear out the minion wave and the Lord over the top lane. ONIC diverting back into the mid lane, somewhat of an aggressive stance here in towards the side of GEEK Fam, just like what GEEK Fam did to them earlier on when they secured the first inhibitor turret. Not looking good for GEEK Fam all of a sudden.
Oh yeah. In
What?
fact, look, just look at the graph, man, of the gold. It was um 18 minutes, 17 minutes, all Geek Fam. Now it's the time for ONIC, Indonesia. So you can see 65, almost 66,000 gold compared to 61,000. And it's not like the gold matters much anymore. This is the late game. And everybody's just at full weaponry. In fact, the Ling doesn't have the boots anymore, as well as the Cho. Is how much they wanna have in when it comes to damage. And the question is Yi Sun Shin fit to face the Ling in this very scary moment?
Are they fit enough? I feel like they are fit enough to face the season Shin because the let's take in consideration that ONIC has been not going for the full on 5v5 team fights. Before they go on for the big skirmishes, they make sure that they at least have an HP of anybody on the side of Geek Fam. And ONIC PH has been doing that quite well, especially onto Butts. He's able to withstand a 1v3 even, a 1v4 for that matter. And he'll just keep dishing out damage for Santiago to mount up an offensive. Add that to the fact that Anti-Mage is doing a good job being able to secure the backlines here for Geek Fam. Just looking for proper targets, being able to pick off Ramzu, being able to pick off Joker when they're already low on HP.
You told it in such a manner that it sounds easy. Honestly, man,
It's harder than it sounds.
it's harder than it sounds. It takes probably you being like top 10 of your country to be able to do that against another top 10 of your own country, right? All of these players are already good. All of these players are the top of the cream of the crop for Indonesia and even in Southeast Asia. And for you to be able to do that against a high caliber player, it's I can't even describe it. It takes a lot of good mechanical prowess, good mechanical skill, good game sense, and even the faster reflexes and the better decision making in such a small amount of time.
And probably some powder on your fingertips too.
And some powder in your fingertips. That's right, if you need it.
You can see eject onto onto Joker, but it's not the actual Joker, so to speak.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
you have
the match. Yeah.
Yeah. The what's that called? Is that the avatar basically? Because Atlas is technically a squid inside of a machine, right?
Yes, the Atlas is the that spirit that of the squid.
Squid.
Yeah, I mean it looks like a squid.
Yeah.
It's a spirit of
See, there's
yeah.
the squid again. Oh, nice ejection there. I like that to immediately
Man,
reset.
I didn't think that was possible actually.
It is. I mean, that immediate reset right there, waste of a couple of seconds.
Oh my god. Obviously, you can displace the squid. And if the squid is very near the vicinity of the armor, the perfect match will cancel, or at least will stop its duration. And wow, that's very smart play from Rasi Cena.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in my games now.
Yeah, me
'Cause
too.
typically I just, oh, here comes Atlas. Nope, I'll stay away from you for a bit. But now I'm like,
Mm,
if I pick up Jawhead, yeah, you're gonna get ejected back to where you belong, into your body. You
yeah.
ejected out of your body, I will eject you back inside your body.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
The more we know.
The more we know.
And
We
this
we
is
learn every time we play and every time we watch, man.
every time we cast, we learn a couple of new things too. But speaking of new, it's nothing new that this has been the longest Lord take in the history of Mobile Legends.
Yeah.
Been reset back and forth, waiting for an opportunity here. GEEK Fam to steal. ONIC though, looking for the fight finally. Fatal Links, 3-man Fatal Links there. But I don't think it is going to be enough because GEEK Fam's HPs are incredibly low. Esmeralda is finally joining in the fray. Santiago is going to go down. Doyok came out on top there. Ultimate is going to be popped as well. Ramzo, GEEK Fam finally
No
in
way!
position here to fight back because Drayen is going to be next. It's just
Oh
Razy
my
Cena looking
goodness.
for an opportunity
It's
to...
the
Oh
it's the
no.
end. This is season Shin. Racy Cena is so far as to port back. But in they just straight up goes in there and they don't care. Look at the Yisun Shin. He says, I also have a sword. Disable my bow and I still have my sword. And wow. What